What's up, guys? How's everybody out there doing tonight? I hope you all had a fantastic day today. Tonight's video is going to be kind of fun. We're going to do a PSA rundown 10 to 1, and we're going to just see, kind of go over some things and see what may cause a card to fetch a particular grade. Now, obviously, when we get to the lower grades, it's going to be more centered around vintage stuff, but we'll get right into it with the PSA 10. So I have this Jamal Williams PSA 10 gold vinyl from 2017 Prism. What is going to constitute a card getting a PSA 10? Now, it's going to be virtually perfect. I mean, they allow a little bit of tolerance with the centering, like a 55-45 pretty much to 60-40 on the front. And then the backside can be like a 75-25. So this card is very well centered. The corners have to be sharp. Basically, it's going to be almost a perfect card. Now they'll allow small imperfections, maybe like one small printing imperfection, or yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, the corners and the edges have to be good. Like I said, like I went over with the centering, it has to be virtually perfect as well. So that one's pretty easy to understand. Next up is going to be PSA 9. I have a couple of PSA 9s here. Now, we're going to get down further in the stack. I have a lot of baseball stuff that I've gotten from Jeff to kind of make a video on this. But I have a couple of PSA 9s here. We got this Kobe 96 with coating. And then the Favre Bowman Chrome Stock in the Game Refractor. This one's mine. I love this card. I pulled this in a Throwback Thursday. But with PSA 9s, they're basically in very, very good condition. There's just going to be some minor flaws with them. Maybe like a small stain, minor printing imperfections. The centering, they'll allow up to like a 65-35. Now, I don't know if this card should have got a PSA 9, to be honest with you. I feel like it's pretty far off center. Maybe not. Like the top looks like it's super far off center, but then the bottom doesn't. So they'll allow a 90-10, up to a 90-10 on the back, which is crazy. So yeah, that's with the Favre. So there can be minor imperfections, one slightly bad corner, a little bit offset, a little bit more off center than you would see with a PSA 10, slight surface imperfections. So yeah, PSA 9s. So we'll go through PSA 8, which is the near mint. So the PSA 8, we got this 1975 Topps Robin Yount in a near mint. So a lot of times an 8 will appear to be a 9, but obviously you can have like, especially with these older cards, I mean, you can see the centering on the reverse is pretty rough. So and then the front centering looks okay. It's a little off, but you can probably search over this thing and just find some minor imperfections. I think the main thing is probably going to be the centering on the back, but so a little bit of corner imperfections, printing imperfections. Centering can be up to 70-30, or I should say down to 70-30, or better on the front, and then 90-10 on the reverse. I don't know if this constitutes as 90-10. It's pretty far off. So I would assume that it's probably some of the reason why it got a PSA 8. But nonetheless, nice Robin Yount there with the PSA 8. Now we're getting into PSA 7 and under. Most of the time with 7s and below, you're going to be looking at vintage. So let's take a peek at this PSA 7 1966 Billy Williams. So with the PSA 7, we're probably going to be looking at a slight imperfection with the picture focus. That could be an issue. Printing blemishes, wax staining. On the back of the card is acceptable for a PSA 7. The centering is allowed down to 75-25. and then 90-10 on the back. So this one appears to be off center. Little bit of issues with the corners and stuff. It's not perfect, obviously. So, and then you can see the centering on the back side is off as well. So, yeah, PSA 7. So let's take a look at PSA 6, which is the excellent mint. We have this 1953 Bowman color Pee Wee Reese. Pee Wee Reese, huh? So a PSA 6 is going to have some visible surface wears or like a printing defect or something. So you can see the corners aren't exactly sharp. We're getting down into some staining, and the picture, I don't know if that's out of focus or not for a 53 Bowman. I'm not really sure, but that is another. Oh yeah, we got some staining on the back here. You can kind of see. So that's definitely constitutes this thing getting a PSA 6. So the centering is 80-20 for a 6 and 90-10 on the reverse. So yeah, and a lot of times with these vintage cards, if they've lost some of the original gloss to it, you know, the wax stains and stuff, that can all have an effect on it. So yeah, let's go to the excellent 5. We got this 1959 Mickey Mantle, the excellent 5. So rounding of the corners is the first thing that you're going to probably see in a 5. So surface wear as well, maybe some scratches or whatever. Some staining. Obviously, we're kind of running into the same issues, and it's just going to kind of keep going downhill a little bit with the same issues, just a little bit worse. So staining, loss of original gloss, the focus of the photo on the card, light scratches, stuff like that. So 85-15 or better for the centering on this one. This one seems like it's probably about right there. 85-15 maybe. It's pretty off center. And then a 90-10 on the back. So yeah, so that's excellent 5. So we got very good, excellent PSA 4. This is a T206 Eddie Collins, man. Look at that. So it's pretty cool, man. I'm pretty excited to have some of these cards. Some of these cards here. So same thing with this. The corners are going to be rounded. Surface wear is going to be noticeable, but not super bad. You can kind of see the crease down there in the corner. Yeah, the corners are rounded. So, yeah. Some of the original gloss will be retained, which I think this one does. Yep, light crease, off-white borders, stuff like that. 85-15 and then 90-10 for the centering. So, yeah, check that out. That's really cool, man. But yeah, you definitely see with the corners and everything. And then you can see the crease down here. So, yeah, very good, excellent 4. Next up is going to be very good 3. This is a 1935 Gaudi. Jeez, look at that. All right, so basically, same thing with the corners are going to probably be rounded. This one, the corners aren't crazy bad. I mean, yeah, some of the bottom ones are decently. So scratches, the focus is going to be off. Could have some discolorations and stuff, printing defects. I think that's pretty crazy. But yeah, you can see it's creased. So those are all reasons why something would get a very good 3. We're going into, oh man, I love this one. This actually has a half grade. Now you can get half grades, I think, between a 1 and a 9. I don't think you can't get a 9.5. You can get an 8.5 though. So check this out. 54 Hank Aaron, 2.5. So this is good, plus. So the good plus is going to be the 0.5. But a 2, it's going to be pretty rough with the corners, as you can tell. With these corners, they're pretty rough. There's some creases, scratches, scuffing, light staining, stuff like that. You can see that the corners are pretty rough with this one, and the edges as well. A little bit of staining up there on the top. So that's kind of what you can expect out of a 2.5, I suppose. Centering's got to be 90-10 on the front and back for the 2. So, just a great card though. 54 tops, Hank Aaron. This one's crazy. All right, so now we're getting into the ones. So I have a 1.5, which is a fair. Look at this, 1910 Cy Young. Just a crazy card. All right, so this is gonna we're getting into the ones. It's gonna be fair, and then it's gonna be poor. So this is gonna have extreme wear. It could possibly even affect like the card itself. Scratches, scuffing, pitting, chipping, staining, all that kind of stuff. This one is in pretty rough condition. I mean, look at the corners and everything. There's staining. It checks all the boxes. So it can't be missing any pieces of the card if it's a 1.5. So, yeah. 90-10 is the centering front and back. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. 1910. All right, so we're down to PSA 1, which is poor. Now, this is going to have some creases. Basically, it could be missing pieces of it. Lots of discoloration. It could be very dirty. Yeah. Lots of defects. But this 1941 Playball Ted Williams is a poor 1. As you can see, it's all creased. It looks like it was folded at one point or something, or I'm not really sure what was going on with this, but I would assume that that's a part of the reason. You can see it's all creased on the top and everything. Corners are not in great shape. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't have any necessity for centering. Like the other ones were all 90-10 as the further we got down. This one's pretty off center, but I mean, it's a PSA 1, so yeah. So yeah, you guys, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. If you didn't see my previous video on PSA, the submissions for local people, check that out. I'll link some stuff in the description. That's going to do it for this video. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Thank y'all for watching, and I'll be back with another video soon.